And Louis C.K. surprised us today. This is awesome.
Hello, fella.
I was just talking about you the other day because I'm a huge fan of comedians in cars getting coffee.
Oh, yeah. That's
and your
good,
episode
right?
was really, really good.
Oh, thanks.
And how you described getting high and going to the movies was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think I want to smoke pot now because of that.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Because it's been many years.
Yeah,
since...
no, I've got it down to this exact science.
Yeah.
The theater I go to, there's an elevator that takes you straight to the IMAX. You don't have to go through the whole theater.
Ooh.
And I have the whole thing down to an exact, this is how I do this.
Yeah.
I haven't done it for a little while.
You know
Last thing I saw
exactly
was
when
Gravity.
to time it.
Gravity
Yeah.
was
Just
fucked up.
smoking.
Gravity...
That didn't freak you out a little bit?
Well, 3D IMAX high. Like, you know how they have those logos? It should say, like, 3D IMAX high is the best way to see a movie like Gravity.
Yeah.
I didn't otherwise... I didn't like the performances.
Right.
And I didn't know why these are the people
That were in the
who
movie?
are being called the astronauts.
Right.
Yeah.
It's two people, and you could have gotten anybody.
They should have just had
It wouldn't
two.
have been these two, terrific, made great contributions to theater of the screen.
Yes, of course.
But why fill their faces with chemicals to make sure they look like astronauts? I mean, you could get, there's so many people.
Right.
And also the idea that she's like a reluctant astronaut. There's no such thing as like someone's like, oh, I mean, the other thing didn't work out, so I'm an astronaut.
Yeah.
And
so
I hate
astronaut
space.
was something to fall back on.
Yeah, I'm so stressed out when I'm in space.
Like a trade.
Yes. This is what would happen if you're like, she's some scientist.
Mm-hmm.
You go to NASA if you got a interview.
Yeah.
Okay, you be her, okay?
All right.
And I'm going to ask you about how you feel about the program and sound a little hesitant.
Okay.
Okay, so how are you excited to try out to be an astronaut? Get the fuck out of here now. Get the fuck out of my office. There's the greatest people alive do this.
Right.
Everybody
Get
wants
the fuck
that
outta
gig.
here.
And it's their dream from the second they left the womb.
Right.
All they want to do is go into
They
space.
never gave up on being an astronaut.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're obsessed with being an astronaut and you are the best at everything that you do, you're still going to wash out and not get to space.
Right. Yeah.
And yet this fucking and I get vertigo. No, you don't. Fuck you. And I don't know, whatever.
And then,
but when you're that fucking stoned, and you're in the picture and you're going inside of the helmet, looking at the world from inside the helmet, it's pretty cool.
Not a freak out though. You're not a freak out pot guy where it's like, this is like fucking freaking me out.
No, because they don't know I'm watching them, so they're not interacting with me. If I interact with human beings who are looking at me, I don't
freak out
like
a little bit.
That would be the thing.
Yeah.
The vastness of space thing would get me a little.
No, I could fall right into that. I was excited.
Okay.
Except for I was getting also irritated by the lack of truth with the physics. Because they had an opportunity to teach people physics.
You're right. Where did they fail?
Were they
Just a
really
bunch of
off?
shit.
There was a couple of times where they said they were off, like when they were holding each other's fingers. They said all she would have had to do in real life was just pull back gently, and he would have come right back.
That's right. There's the whole, basically, the entire crux of the drama of the movie was a giant fuck you to physics.
Physics.
The idea that she's holding him and there's some force pulling him more and more, like an increasing force from what? There's nothing.
Centrifugal force, was it?
No, I don't think so.
Were they spinning?
Nope.
No, they weren't.
They weren't
then
spinning.
Yeah. Okay. Well, although if she pulled like
a
that,
teeny bit, he would have come right back.
But also, when
she would have gone forward too.
When she's spinning, and she's going,
Yeah.
oh God, close your fucking eyes, close them. You're not feeling it. You're not feeling yourself spin.
Right.
Close your eyes.
Yeah,
that's all you
Because
would
the
have to
Earth
do.
is doing this.
It's
spinning
all
around.
relative.
Close your eyes,
like
for
the Earth. So
60 seconds.
Yeah,
She wouldn't even have to be reminded. But even, honey, close your eyes. All right. Okay, good. I'm good.
Everything's fine now.
I'm good.
That's a good point. But I wouldn't have thought of that if I was spinning away into nothingness either. She probably just forgot.
She forgot.
Yeah, no, she's clumsy and forgetful.
Hesitant.
She's like Lucy.
Then George asked her where she's from. Like, when they know all that, that took me out of the movie. I'm like, they would know all that before they went up there. Right, but so tell me about you. Where are you from?
They would know everything about
every detail.
Other.
What did they talk about during the training? He just kept saying, your cunt stinks a lot. That's all he talked about in the training. Was how her
that was the first 1,000 things he said. 1,001 was where you from.
Yeah,
where
do you have any kids ever fall out of that dump?
Yeah, and guess what? If you have like a background that's edgy, like your son died, they want, we're not putting you in space.
Right.
That's going to come up.
That could be a problem.
Yeah,
it's going to come
You're going to bum everybody out with that shit.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need you up there all of a sudden waxing fantastic about your kid.
No. Worthless.
Fucking things up.
No,
wow,
billions of dollars that shit costs up there.
They
need boring, steel, fucking nerved people.
Right. You ever watch some of those guys on camera when they're having the spacewalk? Like they got to replace that giant cooling unit that's the size of a refrigerator. Their dialogue back and forth is just the most
mundane,
technical, dull, fucking. The bolt is out.
Right.
Well, like if you ever listen to black box recordings to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Have you ever jack off to black box recordings?
Yes. Yeah, voice recording.
Yes, they have some on YouTube. And stuff.
I've actually was listening to some of those just last week.
Yeah,
I swear. They're fucking
they are
tragic.
the pilots,
right.
even in the worst conditions, are steel until the very last second.
Yeah, then you got
They're
the old.
okay, we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this. This didn't work. This didn't work. The wing came off. We're going down. We're 50 yards from the ground. It's the last sound. It's like,
it is the last.
But they're not
right
panicking.
Before it, they're like, we'll try this. We'll try this.
Yeah.
That's what all pilots are like. And people in space are like the 0.00001% best of those people.
Right.
That's so
crazy.
That's exactly what it was.
That guy Sully, who landed the plane on the Hudson, steel nerves, he would have washed out. He would have never made it.
Never would have made it to space.
No.
Something fucked up there. He would have been fucked. But meanwhile, in the plane, we're not going to make it. We're in the river.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to try the river.
We're going to try the river.
We're going to try the river.
That's literally what he said.
Right.
Well.